get started. A couple players will be coming up here shortly, but for now we've got head coach Buddy Stevens, and to his left, the quarterback Nick Howard. We'll start with opening statements with Coach Stevens.
Winning is nice. It took a little bit of time, but very proud of our seniors. Just the mindset, the guys played hard all season long. To finish on a positive note like this, everybody is extremely happy and a little bit nostalgic as well. You look at the seniors around the room, but to finish on a note like that with a number of young players that we play, these guys kind of pushed us in the right direction, and we'll be indebted. In terms of the game, defense played another solid game, got people off the field quickly, a couple of turnovers, a couple of almost turnovers, and then offensively, he outscored an opponent. Went down, we had a couple of extras we could have, and some alignment issues we've got to rectify. But again, the attitude and the atmosphere and the offensive side of the football was special. So it was a good win, and we're excited about it.
Start with questions for Nick Howard.
Nick, the season is over. Okay, no more secrets. Tell us how you feel and what actually is beating up on you. No more secrets.
Surprisingly, I actually feel pretty good right now. The win definitely helps. I've been dealing with a bunch of stuff. I broke my rib. I had a fractured rib, a high ankle sprain. I pulled my groin, and then just your typical bumps and bruises. So it's been a rough season, but I can't say thank you enough to Alyssa Brewster and Ben Schuler, our athletic training staff, along with Delaney and Pete, just keeping me alive, putting me together with tape. So it's credit to them and my teammates for still believing in me.
How nice is it to have so many different options in the running game? Not just you and Jackson, but all three running backs had their moments. It's around a lot of different looks.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's something, there's been ups and downs with our running game throughout the year, but those guys all play hard. Zach, Hugh, Noah, and even into Tyler, Joey, Tavita, some of the younger guys. Just what a crew, what a position group. Love those guys. The running joke is that I'm in their room too most of the time. So, but it's awesome to see those guys play, and it was so great to see to Roper have the game he did today.
The whole storyline in the offseason and preseason was that you're trying to learn to be the throwing quarterback, primary quarterback. Didn't entirely work out that way with the injuries, but how do you evaluate your season overall through all of that, having to miss a couple games and be used in a lot of different ways?
Yeah, a lot of adversity. I think I've missed one game in my entire football career up until this season, and I missed 2 this year. So, a lot of adversity. We had a lot of new faces, and there were definitely some growing pains. But I think just the effort that we put together all year just showed the character of our team, and we're gonna fight and we're gonna come out and play. So I'm so proud of the guys.
I'm also waiting. Go ahead and start, Coach Stevens.
What can you say about the guy that was sitting next to you?
Yeah.
How he's on?
He's one of the toughest football players I've ever coached. He was beat up. We ran him too much early on in the season, and he never would turn it down, but he wouldn't protect himself either. Today he kind of thought about running out of bounds, but did not before he could take a shot on somebody. But his resilience, the Columbia drive, coming back in making some plays. Last week at Cornell, same type of thing. He's the type of guy that just people believe in and they rally around. And if something's got to happen, he's the guy that's going to trigger it. It was fun to get him out there today, and we weren't 100% sure. He's gotten a little bit better over the course of time. But Jackson Proctor, I thought, really showed his capabilities and his skills. He's an accurate passer. He's got some athleticism. He's really a calm presence out there. And it was, the nice thing about the season, we've had obviously some bumps and bruises, is a lot of young guys had a chance to play. And have a guy like Proctor, in a critical deal, we kind of alternated series a little bit, and he executed very, very well for us. But no, very, very happy and proud for Nick to end up like this. Obviously, wish we had a bunch more, but sometimes guys can kind of check out, and with his leadership and Cokes and Quentin Norello. You know, the senior class, they competed and they practiced hard all season long. Yeah, so it's nice to have them go out like this.
Coach, I want to ask specifically about Nick's passing game today. I know a lot of people thought Nick was sort of just going to be the rusher all year. I know you mixed in Dylan throughout the year, but Nick has himself 100 yards passing today. Sort of got better as the season progressed. So was he trying to sort of prove a point that he's an all-around guy?
You know, he was just so beat up. It was hard, you know, with ribs and rotation and torque as a quarterback. He had an ankle sprain. He had to grow, so his stride, his plant foot, he can't come down or push off. So he competed, and he has the ability to throw the football, and we knew that all along. But again, when you get beat up like he did, it's just hard to kind of get it back. And I said to him, I said, man, that's the best I've seen you in about six or 8 weeks. Just being able to do stuff in pregame. And he went out and he was productive out in the field. So he's a complete quarterback who he runs the ball very effectively, to his own detriment to some extent. I mean, he's going to take people on, and unfortunately it caught up with him a little bit.
You talked in the week about the importance of controlling the football. You doubled their time today, and they ran 3 plays in the second quarter. Talk about the consistency of your offense today.
Well, that big thing. I leaned pretty heavily on the offensive line this past week. Those guys had to perform, get off the ball, control the line of scrimmage, and we did. We had a couple of tackles for lost yardage plays, but by and large, assignments were much sounder, and guys came off the football, and that made all the difference. You know, we didn't have to rely on the pass heavily. We were never really in long yardage situations, and we converted our third down opportunities quite a bit. So that's what we needed to do. Team football is pretty much what we played today. Our special teams did a good job defensively and offensively, and looking for a complete game. Disappointing thing, too many penalties, and a bunch of them really hurt us. We had misalignments and score opportunities. Should have been 34 zip at the half, and we gave away 2 touchdown opportunities. So those are the things that you bring. Okay, hey, we feel good about it, but there's more to come, and we've got to make sure in terms of substitutions and alignments with our receivers. We can't do that. That's on coaches. You get guys in a position so they know what they're doing, and you move down the field.
With the running game, overall, you finished how you started. The first game and the last game, having so many options in the run game, seems like they were all largely healthy again. Most of them being able to come back next year. How do you evaluate that?
Well, we've got talent. We have some younger guys. DJ Crowther, you saw a little bit of. Desmond Jackson, not so much. But we have guys that can play. The big thing is the guys up front. And that was that we developed slowly. We're making progress. We kind of hit the skids for a little bit, and then today, it wasn't Harvard or Yale's defensive front, but we executed better and together, and that bodes well. I mean, all 10 guys that played, they'll be back next year. So the experience those kids will gain, and we've got some younger guys who move forward. We've always had a good stable of running backs. Danny O'Day does a nice job back there, and a lot of those guys will be back, and Noah Roper will not. And Zach Bear will move on as well. But the rest of the crew should be in pretty good shape.
Coach, I know a few of those drives you wanted to punch it in the end zone, but Ryan Block had 3 field goals. Sort of tough season for him, but he came out of retirement. So what's the message for him?
Well, it's fun to see the emotion. He's so happy and excited that he made the decision to come back. And I'm not sure what we would have done if he didn't. But it's just, it's a feel-good story about a guy that he was a 4-year guy or 3-year guy, and he didn't do much. He kicked in practice. Great team player, very supportive, loved his teammates, and then he has an opportunity, and he made the most of it. Was he perfect? No, but it was better than our options.
So I got a 2-parter. The first one is you let us know that Roper's not coming back. Does he have a job, or is he looking to go elsewhere?
To transfer portal. He has an extra year, but right now he's looking to.
That's a bunch of
Yeah.
same.
Well, some of the,
The opportunity to get somebody like Gavin Muir on the field and Drescher kicking an extra point. You've been waiting all year for the chance to give guys who practice.
yeah,
a
well,
chance.
just a game like that to have all the seniors, and there were a bunch of guys that really hadn't played a whole bunch. Jack Sheridan, Zach Milko, Luke Gagnon, Adam Will, just have a chance to go out and I give great credit to those guys who they do everything right for 4 years. They just don't have an opportunity to play on Saturday, and at the end you're up a little bit. And it's most meaningful for guys like that, I think, to be part of a team where there isn't that Saturday satisfaction, but they feel like they're contributors as well. And so they've done a great job for us, primarily demo squad or scout team, but they show up every day, and they've got a couple of championship rings to show for it, and some tremendous friendships they've made through the last 4 years.
Have you thought about with the off season about making some major changes, whether that's to your staff or just the overall philosophy?
Well, I think you have to adjust to your personnel. So kind of as we go forward, we'll have meetings with our staff and with the team, and strategically what we need to do, how we need to adjust. Every year is a kind of a new adventure, and take a look at the things that we did well. We ran the ball early well, and then we didn't run the ball well for a good period of time. The past game we were kind of hit or miss. So taking a look at what we need to do offensively. The bend but don't break, okay, that's good to a point, but field position, time of possession, we want to kind of shrink that so it's more like it was today than maybe it's been a little bit in some weeks past. So complete kind of overview of what we're doing. The nice thing is to finish on a positive note and at least feel we're making some progress, and then go back to work from here.
And then, in terms of your future, do you have a sense for how much longer you plan to stick around and have a plan for the program for yourself?
10 more years.
Yeah. As long as I don't get a pink slip in my mailbox, I'm around for a bit. So, which I'm deeply appreciative of. The new athletic administration, Mike Harity, and it's just there's an energy in the department, which it's exciting for me. I've been around for a long period of time and just see some of the things that are happening, and the admissions office and financial aid, and just the involvement with people. It's Richard Whitmore is my guy that I go with every day, and you see the enthusiasm that he has, and obviously Mike's out more than any AD I've had since I've been here, and to me that's just a good sign. We're a team, from top to bottom. Sending my guys over to watch the women's rugby game right after this, and Dartmouth wins, everybody wins. So it's a good environment to be in. I'm excited about what the future holds.
I believe Huffman and Crockett are already on the way over there, so they're not going to be upset. So, any more questions for Coach Stevens?
Yeah, just a little bit about what you told the team at halftime.
No, I just said, hey, look, we've been here finishing people. We left a lot of points on the field, and we got to shut it down. Goose egg, we haven't had one this year. We want to go out and finish. We didn't. They scored late on some of our guys, and I'm okay with that. Some guys had an opportunity to play, but the competitive mindset, and we didn't kind of let the foot off the gas. We didn't make all the plays we needed to, but that's what we need to do. Hey, you're up. We should be up by more. Hold yourself accountable. Can't make the mistakes. Let's go play. And they continued to compete. It's fun to see them pull for their. The guys that hadn't played a whole bunch, they're cheering, and Zach hits his PAT, and everybody's all over him. And that's the cohesion of our football team. I think that's important, and I think it is special up here.
So two things I noticed. One, and number one, hitting Zion with the pass. For no yardage, and he gets mobbed coming off the field.
Yeah, he's, again, a guy that he hasn't played a whole bunch this year, kind of in a blocking role, and I said that to him. I said, we're going to try to get you a pass on Saturday, and he just kind of looked at me. And it may not go down in the record books, but the record books as a catch. But again, that's guys just supporting a real good guy. Zion is a wonderful ambassador for our program, and guys love him. And I can say that about all these guys. It's emotional. You see all the seniors; they're all crying, just because of it's the last time they're doing this together. They'll be friends for life. So I kind of take solace in that. But it's just it's touching to see how much this means to them.
And the second one being, and we were talking about it, Muir goes in, I said, I thought you'd let him throw a pass. And just talk about.
Well, we had a pass call. I said, make sure he gets a throw, and he did it on his own. He did an RPO, chucks it out in the flat. And, but to give guys an opportunity, they work hard in practice, and just to have a chance like that.
Coach, I'm gonna have to put defense somewhere in my article, so
Yep.
help me out. The defense has 2 interceptions today. Holtz Brown under 200 total yards. What can you say about their effort?
Complete, all 3 levels. The front guys put pressure on the passer. Those guys have put points on the board against everybody. They've protected well with the quarterback, and he was harassed all day. Just didn't have much time to set his feet. The second level, our linebackers, that's as clean a coverage scheme as we've had. Joe Heffernan, Danny Cronin, Mac Ayers, I'm drawing a blank on one of Braden Mullen. You know, they were blanketed people and breaking up passes. And then the back end, Bobby Crockett had 1, should have had 2. Tyron Herring came back. He missed 2 games. He had a couple of pass breakups. Quentin Arello has been just so consistent during the course of time. And all those guys played well together. I thought Don Dobes did a great job in terms of play selection. We had appropriate pressure, put things on guys, and they were unsettled all day. And I credit our offense, our defensive front, from putting pressure, collapsing a pocket, forcing somebody to move their feet, which made everybody else's job easier. You know, Cokes, Schmidt, Los. We didn't play a lot of defensive linemen today, and those guys played. They played a bunch of plays, and they played well.
What does it do for you in the off season for these guys, for you to have finishing on a win and good win compared to the alternative?
Well, just to focus on, hey, this is what it feels like. You know, we sing a song in the locker room after, and some of the guys forgot the words. So to kind of reiterate, hey, this is what we want to do, how we want to feel. The work ethic, the strength and conditioning stuff during the course of the year has been great. We've exceeded what our goals were in terms of strength and development, and that's a big thing with our group, the offensive line in particular. You know, there's a lot of young guys. We've got to be bigger and more explosive and more powerful. But seeing, again, tying things together, hey, we made ourselves stronger during the course of the year where guys executed. That's an important thing for the guys to carry forward. From a defensive standpoint, like Sean Williams, you know, big pick and a big return. There's some electricity back there. And Zach Ferris playing as a sophomore, and Leonard St. Cordan. So they got better over the course of time, and that's something to build on. You know, they were here when we won a bunch. We had a little bit of a dip playing with guys that hadn't played before. The capability and the athleticism to do, you know, what we all like to do is there. So I think ending on a high note, there's an enthusiasm and an optimism. You know, if you go in the tank and you roll out, it's a little bit different.
Coach, speaking on the future, what can you say about sort of the Ivy League year to year? I don't know if you've heard, but Princeton fell to Penn. Yale defeated Harvard, so Yale's the champion this year. But it was almost a 4-way tie. What can you say?
I mean, it's that type of league. The balance in terms of recruiting any given Saturday, and that's the kind of the neat thing about it. You got to play every week. You let down, anyone can beat anyone at any point. So it's encouraging to know nobody is just kind of off the charts. And we look at our schedule during the course of the year. You know, a couple of things here, a couple of things there. It could have been a bunch different. It wasn't. But the energy that, man, we almost, well, let's make it, we will, as we go forward.
More questions, Coach?
Yeah, just one more. How much, you talk about program and the team, how about personally, how much easier will it be for you to sleep tonight?
Yeah. Listen, I generally don't sleep after a ball game, but I'll not sleep better tonight than I would otherwise. But I'm happy for the coaching staff as well. Guys put a lot of time and effort in, and you know, to feel good about yourself at the end, will make a difference.